All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name is Tom, and I am a stay-at-home dad for my 5 kids. And I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and I'm able to stay home with my kids because I make enough money on eBay that I don't have to go get a job. You guys have seen this goal sheet recently. Last week we had a major family medical emergency. All of my kids are fine, but it resulted in a 0 day for me and no video for you guys and no video on yesterday either. So I'm trying to replace those videos with this one. Lots of sales. It's Monday. It's Tuesday morning. Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so I feel like it's Monday right now, and it's not. It's Tuesday. Tuesday, I have 40 items to ship, so we're just going to go over the highlights on those. Let's get into it. UK mini basketball lamp. I picked this up nearly a year ago, and it didn't sell for what I thought it would sell for. It sold for $29.99 plus shipping, so the buyer's all in at 51 bucks, but I'm not sure I would pick this thing up again because it took forever to sell, and it includes the shade. It is going to be pretty difficult to ship this thing safely because the shade has like no substance. I'm aggravated at it. I'll figure it out, but this is the first thing that I need to ship because it has to go today. The next thing that I have going out is another large, slow-moving item that I would not purchase again. This box, I paid $2.78 or something, maybe 4 bucks for it. It sold for $18 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $37.22. I don't know. It takes up a lot of space. It's going to be a pain in the butt to ship. All right, so here's some hats. I don't remember what they sold for. This one I paid $5 for from a buddy of mine, and I wore it for a while. I really like this hat. Glad it's going out to a collector. It sold for pretty decent money because I wouldn't let it go for nothing. This is the last of the, no, it's not the last Bulls hat. It sold for like 14 bucks, and it's been listed for a couple of weeks. It's really, really plain, but it is a Bulls vintage snapback, so it's gonna sell. This one, Judah decided we needed to get probably about a year ago. It's Door County Brewing Company. Brewing companies can do well. Door County is a touristy area in Wisconsin, I believe. And it's a nice hat in nice shape. It sold for a little bit of nothing and took a year to do it. So I wouldn't necessarily pick that one up again, but I hate to tell the boys that I don't want to get the things that they want to get, because if it's something that will sell, I want to encourage them to keep looking. That is NK, oddly enough. It doesn't look, it looks like it would be like AY to me. Anyway, this is just a good looking hat, and it really doesn't make any difference at all what that symbol is. And it is going, predictably, to Malaysia. I had it listed for $35. And this is more about the color scheme and the stitching and the vintage snapback and the condition than it is about the theme of the hat, whatever the farming thing is. This isn't a really great brand. It's Pro Fit, but it's the snap itself says made in the US, which is a big deal to Malaysian collectors, evidently. This one, it sold, I had it listed I think for 40, and it was listed a while, and it sold for somewhere in the $25 range, I believe. This one, BU Braves, is the local university. This is an older snapback. It's that collegiate, and then it's Head to Toe is the name brand on it. And then it's Pepsi. So I suspect that it's older and was like a stadium giveaway. This is somebody here in town, but the last couple of times that I have hand delivered something that was going here in town, I got a ding on my account for not shipping it on time. And I contacted eBay, and the last time they told me there was no way to do anything about it, and if I wanted people to be able to do local pickup stuff, I had to have that as a shipping option. I'm not doing that. It's crazy. So I'll just ship this. They paid for shipping. It's clear on the other end of town. It would take me 20 minutes to drive there anyway. It's a place, it's on a part of town I never go to. I guess my wife goes there a lot. She could just drop it on her way to work. But I'm just going to spend $4 and ship it to somebody here in town, and they'll get it tomorrow. So that's the hats that I've got to ship today. Stop back in the toys. I found this weird looking rhinoceros, but it's high quality and it makes noise. And then you look under the leg, it's turns out that's not Jurassic World, it's Jumanji. It would be worth a lot more if it were Jurassic World, but you win some, you lose some, and this is still worth buying. Jurassic World, so at 99 cents. And then this Tigger is an animatronic, and it's $7.99, like a Christmas thing. Say hi, Evelyn.
Hi.
Okay, so far in the shirts, these are all $2.48. Cartman, this is from 2012. It should be like 20 bucks. Yeti has a really good sell-through. Affliction. I'm getting that for me because it's hilarious. This is not on a Nintendo tag, but it does have a license on it. So I'm going to look farther into that one, but for $2.48, and then that vintage LeBron James. Two more quick things. This jacket is $11. It's got that big champion hit here and the spell out on the sleeve. And I don't know champion tags well enough to know what's super vintage and what's not. But this, I think, is an older champion tag. It's Sherpa lined. I'm going to take a chance on it for 11 bucks. And then this is another one that might be really good and might not. It's made in the US because it's Army, but it's single stitch. Army issue, just classic shirt. Just strolled right by these bikes without paying very much attention. Schwinn Predator. Man, it's in pretty nice shape. I don't know that I want to mess with it, but it's so cool. I have decided to leave it because I don't have room to mess with it. How bad of a decision did I make? It doesn't have the matching rear wheel. That looks like an upgraded rear wheel, probably because this would have originally had brakes on the back. VO5 SW. We're back at the same Goodwill we were at yesterday, and I'm finding more stuff, so I'll show you this. I believe is a military issue tag on this color of garment. This thing is crazy, and it is $12.99. Says on it 1985. February 5th, 1985. My third birthday. Really nice Carhartt jacket. Also $12.99. Another puzzle, some suspenders, and this sweatshirt is $3.99. So we just ran into this, and I don't know anything about that, but it's made in the US and it's like a woman's trench coat. So I'm gonna do some digging. So it's 100% wool. I don't know. Let's see if we can figure something out about it. It's 11 bucks, so it's probably worth a gamble. It's not much of a gamble. Righteous Brothers, Joan Baez, Wilson Pickett. There's decent records here. Sound of Music. Evelyn, are you drowning in thrift store finds? I'm waiting on the boys to get out of school. One of them's already out, but then we got 3 more to pick up. And I'm just gonna look over this stuff. I thought you guys might want to look at it with me. I think you guys saw me pick up these Ariats for 6 bucks. Ariat is a really good brand if you can find it, especially cheap. These are small, they're 7.5. The style code there should help me figure out what I got. Triple 1605. At $2.48, these vintage Nike Swisher pants are a no-brainer. I don't know what they're worth. They don't appear to have a swish on them. If they had an embroidered swoosh, it would help a lot. But I think they're going to be good anyway. I'm going to check them out a little closer. but for $2.50, they're gonna bring some money. $4.99. These are from 2001, and they are some Tommy Hilfiger ski pants. And so maybe Tommy Hilfiger isn't the best thing in the world, but nice ski pants, size large, gonna be okay. I was just grabbing stuff. You saw where I said, hey Evelyn, are you buried in clothes? All of that stuff was, it's time to leave, and they just brought out a new clothing rack, and it was a lot of vintage stuff. So I was like, let's just grab it and go, because I'm not paying much for any of it, and we'll sort it out when we get home. I didn't realize until I watched the video back how bad I just freaked out over some of these records. Nothing horribly valuable, but just some really neat stuff. So this David Grisman, if you're not familiar with David Grisman, he's a mandolin player who played in a couple of bands with Jerry Garcia, and he's become very popular, and he's fantastic. And this is a really good record. Probably worth 20 bucks. They're $1 a piece there. This is a Jethro Tull album, and when I picked it up, I said out loud, and somebody in the aisle heard me, and they're like, how do you know that? I said, this feels like a German import. And I turn it over, and wouldn't you know, these words down here are in German. I mean, you can see this German lettering right here. But if you have ever held a German, this is like, it's like cardstock. It's fairly thin. You can see how that bends. The German are not nearly as thick of cardstock as what would be American releases. This is probably British because it's Elton John. This is a giveaway. So that's something worth noting on an album if you're trying to sell it. If it's got corner clipped or hole punch or this little notch, that means that this was like, you know, hey, Elton John's new album 21 at 33 came out. Caller number 9 wins a new copy. If you win that copy off the radio, then, or for whatever reason this is a giveaway, that means it can't be returned to a store or something. It's damaged, so that's a giveaway. But this, if you ever find yourself in possession of a German import, feel it. And it doesn't add a tremendous amount of value, but it makes it more interesting. It's just a lighter cardstock. Twisted Sisters, Stay Hungry. I didn't pull these out to make sure they were good. Holy crap, that's not good. Okay. This record is just not in very good shape. The album art's, you know, D. Snyder had his D. Snyderiest. I just grabbed this one because I was grabbing. Okay, so I'm about to nerd out for the next 4 minutes or so about Christian rock history. And I know there are a lot of my viewers who will appreciate it because we're nerdy the same way. But if you don't, go ahead and skip forward to 1725. I guess it would probably, with this intro, skip ahead to 18 minutes. There's a really good tip about shipping. But the next 4 minutes are going to be about Christian rock history. This has a song on it, I believe it's in here, called Shut-de-do. You can't see it. Shut-de-do, keep powdy-devil. Shut-de-do, keep the devil in the night. Shut-de-do, keep powdy-devil. Light the candle, everything's alright. There are 2 records in here. And one of them is Equator by Randy Stonehill, and the other one is Steve Camp, For Every Man. Not familiar with that one. Shut-de-do. Keith Green, if you are remotely familiar with vintage Christian music, then you know who Keith Green is. He died in like 84. He was very responsible for the Christian music movement as a whole, and has a ton of songs that are cherished by the church for the last 40 years. If this has the insert, then I can show you something that's really... Oh, this is Prodigal Son, so this doesn't have the isn't the one. Musician, nope. A couple, if you remember, Bob Dylan recorded some Christian albums. Keith Green got Bob Dylan into Christian music, and the first thing he did with Christian music was play harmonica on a couple of Keith Green albums. I was thinking this is one of them, but it isn't. It's the other Blue album called So You Want to Go Back to Egypt. The Prodigal Suite is such a good song. Only by Following Jesus. It's a really great album. It's not my favorite Keith Green album, but it is really good. This, holy crap, this album changed my life, no joke. Larry Norman is responsible for the creation of Christian rock music. And this is the third part of the trilogy of what would be his magnum opus. The rock that doesn't roll. Jesus is the rock that doesn't roll. He's an unidentified flying object. You will see him in the air. I am a servant. This is such a great album. And I own probably 2 or 3 copies of it, but I wasn't leaving it there. It's so fun. So fantastic. Obviously a nod to the Rolling Stones. And when Larry was recording music, he was touring with Janis Joplin, the Rolling Stones, the Grateful Dead, just to name a few, with Christian music. He wasn't putting together massive Christian music tours. Man, and that is clean. That is cool. Solid Rock Records. And if there's life on other planets, then I'm sure that he must know. And he's been there once already, and he's died to save their souls. And he will come back like he promised, with the price already paid. And he'll gather up his followers and take them all away. I might have a bone to pick with him eschatologically with this song, but it's such a good song anyway. All right, that was fun. Thank you for indulging me, or moving on without watching it and not indulging me, but getting to the rest of the video without any further ado. Let me say before I show you this trick, Thrift-A-Life is somebody that I follow. He does a lot of selling clothes, and you should check him out. I think I've talked about him on this channel before. He showed this. I'd seen this trick before, and he credits somebody, Rachel Strickland maybe, with telling him about it. But I'm telling you about it because it's fantastic. Giant 3-pound jacket. Heavy canvas jacket. Legal flat rate envelope. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to use the hard edge of the table here to kind of make a line. You could pretty easily just use a ruler. I'm going to fold that across like that. Bring it back up. We're just making a crease in the thing. And then open it up and push this out like this. And you do that on both sides. Now I can go back to using 2 hands. So now you have a flat rate padded envelope that looks like this. It is not materially different. This is something that the post office will allow you to do. If it fits, it ships. So people will tell you different, they are wrong. If you don't want to do it, feel free to not do it. But this works. I've done it before. So now it is significantly more obvious how that's going to fit in there. So I'm going to take my my extra large heavy men's Orvis chore jacket and fold it and stick it in this legal flat rate envelope, and it's gonna fit and it's gonna ship. Legal flat rate. And now, because this is like kind of the max size, I'll bring that back out and gain that extra space, and it gives me just a little bit more fill room, and I can squish this down and roll this edge over. I suggest you do not trust that glue strip because you don't want it to pop open in transit. There is an XL chore jacket in a flat rate envelope. My coffee's sitting in front of addresses, but you can see this Tommy that I stuck also stuck in a legal flat rate envelope, and that Orvis that we went over me putting in a padded wrap flat rate envelope are going to cost $9 and $9.12 respectively. And when I go to priority flat rates, the legal flat rate, that's the padded flat rate, the legal flat rate is $8.05. So it saved me a little less than $1 here, and it saved me, it's going to save me, what was this one? Regular flat rate was $9.12, and that one's going to be $8.05. So it's going to be, I saved $2 on just those two with that trick on 2 out of my 14 items that I shipped today. And I'll tell you, I did it like 5 times. So it's $5 today. I did it, it was $1 a piece. But when I'm shipping 14 to 25 items a day, it's going to add up. Plus, I don't have to buy those mailers. That helps. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for the video today. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and making it all the way to the end of the video. We will see you guys on the next one.